My name is Jessica Teague. I'm an assistant professor of dance at the School of Theatre and Dance here at ECU.
My name is Kat Normoyle, and I'm an assistant professor in the School of Art and Design.
ArtCast was put together with the intention of highlighting and celebrating the talents of creative people and supporting and encouraging collaboration together across the arts in these times of isolation and social distancing. While we haven't been able to convene on our stages or in our galleries or workshops, we still want to engage our friends, partners, and audiences in unique, interesting, and unexpected ways.
Our program for this episode features some really amazing creative projects from across the college and across disciplines here at East Carolina University. Today, we will be sharing a range of work that responds to ArtCast's themes of connection and connectivity in different ways, from drawing to design to dance and a musical ensemble. Welcome to episode 1 of ArtCast. The first project that we will feature in this episode is created by Lisa Beth Robinson. Lisa Beth is an associate professor in the School of Art and Design, and she is working on a fabulous project called My Plague Journal. This project is a series of over 200 images that she posts daily on Instagram to her audiences. It's a sort of self-reflection and response to our current climate and state of things. It's an incredibly powerful project that we are very excited to share with you today. Lisa Beth, in her own words, will share a little bit more about it.
So every day, usually when things are wrapping up, I open up my journal and I think about the day and I think about what happened that was specifically connected to COVID. Sometimes what clicks is very personal, but I aim for what I think will be more universal experiences. If something's happening to me, I'm pretty sure it's happening to somebody else, and plenty of them. And I realize that I'm speaking from a narrow bandwidth. So I look for what's likely to be part of the most common experiences. This helps me feel more connected to my friends, to my community, and to the world at large. And at times, COVID life is excessively lonely. Although the introvert in me is having a very nice time. It's nice to be at home with the cats. So my bubble is very small, and I'm conscious of having safe interactions. And this means that I have very little contact with others unless I consciously choose to go out in public. So at the beginning of the epidemic, days passed when I failed to set foot outside of the house. And now I actively choose to go outside as much as possible, especially with my friends in my bubble. Like this afternoon, I'm going for a walk with my bestie because it's good for my mental and physical health. And those seem to be deserving of a little more attention these days. So even, every day when I sit down to do this, I'm thinking about stuff that happened to me. I'm thinking about stuff my friend said. I am thinking about the news, but I'm really trying to be conscious of that, of which category it's in. And that's a challenge. For me, that's one of the biggest challenges. a friend wants to make it into a book, which is really awesome, graphic design friend. I think it's worth putting together to just have a picture of the year, because it started because I am a journal keeper. I've kept journals since sophomore year of high school. I think connecting to the universal experience has been really helpful, because at first I was like, what the hell's wrong with me? Why can't, I couldn't write. I stopped making. All I could do every day are these little drawings. And so I'm kind of committed to them now, even though, I've started making art again. I'm doing projects, winding yarn.
The next item on our episode is a short film overview of the Kenya Dance Center Exchange project. This project was a 1-month-long virtual exchange between our advanced ballet students here at ECU and senior students from the Dance Center Kenya in Nairobi. During this exchange, students met once a week over Zoom for 2 hours, shared dance styles, music, and choreography with one another. We divided up the month between us. For 2 of the sessions, ECU seniors led the class and also taught original dance pieces that they had created and been working on. For the other sessions, the Kenya dance students led class and specifically taught African dance styles, as well as their own original choreographies.
Hi guys, I'm Zoe. This is Pamela. So we are gonna teach you guys African dance today. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, step and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Freely rough. Trotty. Obanu young man who are me. Obanu young man who are me.
In this new environment, we were invited to Zoom into each other's dance spaces. Whereas in the past, we would meet in a neutral dance studio, this opportunity to Zoom into each other's spaces helped us build a virtual community, which we shared much more than just the dance steps.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
I went with you up to the place you grew up in. We spent a week in the cold.
Shoulder out, around, gotcha! Watch me throw it. Out. Step, out. And out. What's up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Around, down, out, out.
My name is Silas Uma. And I'm a student and also a teacher here at Dance Center Kenya. And it's great to see you guys. It's great to have you guys. And so and today we shall do a little bit of African dance. Yes, hope you guys are ready. Yes? 5, 6, 7, 8, and step a little bit faster. Step, and step. Okay? Step, let me see. Keep on doing that. 5, 6, 7, and go. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? You step to the front, up, and then we switch up. Then we switch up, They will stretch up. Can I see that twice from the top? Let me see that twice from the top. Twice, up to there. Good stuff. You're dancing so well, okay?
Can you introduce your friends?
I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. That's great, yeah? Great. Okay, hi guys.
Hi.
I'm Henry Mwaniki from Nairobi, Kenya. I've been dancing ballet like for 4 years. It was something new for me. Before I was doing other dances like hip hop and dancehall, Afro music, and then Africa. Then we met to Silas, Georges, and now I'm here. Happy to be with you guys.
Awesome.
My name is George Okot. Yeah, I started with mixture of African ballet, something like that. Yeah, then, and it's really lovely working with you guys. Your energy is super awesome.
Now, I want to see Jessica's group, okay? So you guys and the rest of us, let's come to a screen and watch, okay? All right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, let's go.
In this time of isolation and social distancing, the weekly virtual exchange with the Kenyan students helped remind us that we belong to an interconnected global dance community. While the pandemic has limited how we travel and how we engage with new people, new dance styles, new choreography, the exchange also showed us that we can create meaningful connections virtually.
I want to say thank you so much for the energy, for the love. It was so good. I enjoyed it, and I love dancing with you guys. And I don't know what to say, but I just want to thank you.
The next project that we will share is created by Craig Malmrose. Craig is a full professor in the School of Art and Design and has produced a range of three-dimensional utilitarian works throughout his career, including both furniture and a number of light fixtures. This work is an example of one of his most recent light fixture designs, which, in relation to the pandemic, has provided him a unique opportunity to connect and engage with vendors and students while he explores a meticulous production process with attention to material and craft. It is my pleasure to introduce Craig's work with you now. This image depicts a lamp that produces ambient light and is constructed from 19 layers of black plexiglass. Each layer was produced entirely by hand, with 60 fluorescent rods illuminated by an internal 20-watt black light. Craig explains, downtime during the pandemic has given him time to experiment further with similar structures and processes. He's had the opportunity to meet several people who sell different materials that he acquires for his projects, and all have been very complimentary concerning the prototypes that he's shown them. He's also had the opportunity to show this work and talk about several of these functional works to students in the graphic design program, some of whom were completely unfamiliar with industrial design as a discipline altogether. As a result, he feels that their knowledge base has been broadened.
The next piece of work on our episode is the project Suburban Symbiosis, Insectum Domesticus by Professor Daniel Carrico. The project originated in 2011 when Professor Carrico was introduced to Dr. Tom Fink, a manager of the Imagining Lab at the Department of Biology. The work started with an introduction to the scanning electron microscope equipment and a collaboration with a number of biologists and entomologists at ECU and later North Carolina State University. Professor Carrico was interested in investigating the relationships between suburban landscape through micro-images of locally found insects and other arthropods. The images utilize a combination of scanning electron microscope and the optical stereo microscope in order to achieve a sort of portrait-like effect inspired by the tradition of 17th century Dutch masters. Insects that Professor Carrico photographed were found during his daily routines, either at home or at work. This anthropomorphic presentation of our closest, often invisible cohabitants in a humorous, quasi-scientific way was an invitation to consider the evidence of the human impact on the landscape as we constantly redraw boundaries between us and the natural environment. These little, and sometimes not so little, invaders are a natural product of our own occupation of their habitat. In a way, when considered in a frame of the current pandemic, these creatures are a part of our eco-community and our shared space, whether we like to admit it or not. These images are meant to be portraits of our often overlooked housemates. In a time of physical distancing and isolation, this work, now published in a book, provides a way for us to relate to our environment and to reconsider the idea of humans apart from nature, even if that nature is represented by a microscopic life form. The next piece of work on our episode is a dance film in progress from Assistant Professor Tommy Galaska. Professor Galaska is also the dance area coordinator for the School of Theater and Dance. She's going to tell you a little more about her project, Common Ground.
Hi, I'm Tommy Galaska. Common Ground is a dance film that will be shown in 4 episodes and will be created by myself with the collaboration of junior and senior dance majors. We will use different locations for the filming to support the idea that it is human nature to gather and to do so anywhere. In working on this, I found that ECU campus has an endless amount of outstanding locations for dance film. Why Common Ground? We often gather unexpectedly and interact with each other without any prior contact. I feel that people instantly like each other, especially when they have convened in a space where everyone feels equal and safe, supporting connectivity and proving that we can perform our art with social distancing and safety. It is an opportunity for the dancers to solely depend on movement and energy to express joy. Usually we see faces and we can see joy, but please know behind those masks are big smiles. What you will see is an excerpt. Enjoy.
The next project is a collaboration between the School of Art and Design, the School of Music, and the School of Theater and Dance, and is called ICS for All, or Integrating Computer Science for All Team. This project introduces computational thinking in middle school art and music classes in 3 rural counties in eastern North Carolina. Dr. Robbie Quinn, Associate Professor in the School of Art and Design in Art Education, will share a little more about this wonderful project, the collaboration and the outcomes of the work, and some of the challenges faced by and even before the pandemic.
Hi, I'm Robbie Quinn in the School of Art and Design. I'm here to introduce the Integrating Computer Science for All project. The ICS for All team works to deliver quality programming in support of research that targets the development of computational thinking through middle school art and music classes in 3 rural counties in eastern North Carolina. The work is supported by a National Science Foundation grant, and outcomes of this work include rich participant data gleaned from student self-assessments, focus group interviews, and monthly teacher web conferences. The students in the project worked with an artist in residence during the fall of 2019, and their work was on display at ECU in January of 2020. This work has been impacted greatly by the need for connectivity and community, not only by the constraints it has faced since March due to COVID-19, but earlier in the history of the project due to Hurricane Florence's disruption to the communities involved. Teachers in partner schools are facing significant disruptions in their day-to-day teaching schedules due to COVID-19 limitations imposed by their school systems. Continuing with the research requires creativity and perseverance. Professors and graduate research assistants collaborated this summer to develop new curriculum materials related to virtual reality experiences that students will explore this academic year as they refine computational thinking in their art and music classes. I want to recognize the team comprised of PI and co-PI, Matthew Militello and Martin Reardon in the College of Education, and then supporting actors Rachel Smith in the School of Music and Till Darkenwald in the School of Theater and Dance.
I think it was really awesome that I could get to express my feelings through like my favorite thing to do, which is art.
What better way to help kids through the impact of Hurricane Florence than telling their stories and turning it into science? So we worked with an artist in residence from Massachusetts that came and worked with the students to build not only art sculptures, but also musical scores from the data of Hurricane Florence. And through that process, students were able to tell the stories of Hurricane Florence and how it impacted their personal lives, and then turn it into art and music.
No, I didn't think I was going to have to express my feelings actually in music class. I would think like maybe in ELA class, language arts class, they would have us write about it, but I didn't think they would make us write about it in music.
Some of us couldn't express it enough, some of us expressed it a lot, and I think we're really good at that, trying to express our feelings and how it really felt to be in a hurricane.
Our final project for this episode is contributed by Dr. Christine Gustafson. Christine is a full professor of flute in the School of Music who participated in a wonderful collaborative work called the Prayer Project. Led by composer Amanda Harburg, this project included more than 90 flutists from 11 countries who recorded their individual parts to make this final work. It's a very moving piece that we are thrilled to share with you now. Christine, in her words, will share more about this project.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Christine Gustafson, flute faculty for the East Carolina University School of Music, and I'm a featured performer in the YouTube video being shared here with the permission of composer Amanda Harburg. She's a recent guest artist and performer at the ECU School of Music, and Amanda created a special musical project addressing the current pandemic with the generous support of the National Flute Association. Dr. Harburg transcribed her flute and piano work, Prayer, from our concert here at ECU for flute orchestra and called for participants worldwide. More than 90 flutists from 11 countries, including the principal flutist of the New York Philharmonic, recorded their individual parts under the direction of world-renowned conductor Joanne Falletta, and the performance was premiered internationally on YouTube on May 29, 2020. The composer says, "I was overcome by the feeling of connectedness when watching the premiere with so many of you. I am deeply honored that you all trusted me with your talent and effort. I very much hope that what we have created can offer comfort as we face some profoundly upsetting challenges. May the music we've made add some degree of meaning and sense to the frightening struggles that our world is facing. May all of our musical projects help to give you courage and light to the world around us. There is more information on the prayer project at the YouTube site. Kat and Jessica, I am so grateful to have been included in this collaborative project and to be part of your creative response to the COVID pandemic. Thank you. Take care and be well.
And that wraps up episode 1 of ArtCast. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned and see you next time.
To learn more about ArtCast or any of the individual projects featured in this episode, visit our website, artcast.studio.